All right, today's Bellwork, we're going to go back over fractions. We have a question for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. I'm going to zoom into this first one. To add fractions, the first thing we need to know is that the denominators have to be the same. So 6 and 7, one number they could both turn into is 42. So I'm going to set a spot up over here to then, this says add. So I'll be adding my two new numerators together. In order for me to get this 6 right here to become 42, I have to multiply with 7. So whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So now 7 times 1 is 7. So my new top number for this fraction would be 7, not 1 anymore. On the right side, in order to make this 7 denominator become a 42, I have to multiply it times 6. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the top. And 6 times 4 is 24. Now I can do what the question says. I can do 7 plus 24 because the denominator is the same. So final answer, denominator is 42. When you add 7 plus 24, that makes 31. 31 is a prime number, and it doesn't go with 42 at all. So that would be my final answer. So the subtraction question should be exactly the same. I want the denominators to be the same. 5 and 9 could both turn into 45. I just multiplied them together. I'm going to set up an area to create my new numerators over here. In order to make the 9 turn into a 5, I have to multiply it with 5. And I would do the top the same. So now 5 times 2 is 10. This time the question says subtract, so I'm going to put a subtract sign. And the second fraction had a 5 on bottom. To get a 5 to be a 45, I have to multiply with 9. Do the same thing to the top. 4 times 9 is 36. Now, this question has a small number subtracting a big number. That means the answer is going to end up being negative. I know the bottom number is 45. I know the top is going to be a negative number because I'm subtracting a smaller amount. So 36 minus 10, or I'm subtracting a bigger amount. Oops, not 20, 26. 26 and 45, those can't go together either. So that would be your final answer. Skipping over to the multiply fractions, this is the easiest one for me, maybe. All you do is multiply straight across the numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. So 7 times 5 is 35. And 9 times 6 is 54. I think those are going to have to stay the way they are. I don't think they have anything that goes with them. So that would be your final answer for that one. And then dividing fractions. So this one, the first thing I need to do, some kids told me that they did keep, change, flip, KCF. So I'm going to keep the first fraction the same, 3/4. I'm going to change the divide sign to be multiply. And then I'm going to flip this fraction upside down so that 7's on top and 5's on bottom. Then I can multiply straight across because now it's just a multiply question. This would be 21 over 20. I could simplify that one, and you simplify fractions by dividing, or you can see that 20 goes into 21 one time and there's 1 left over and the denominator stays the same. If you weren't sure about that, you could set up a division problem and divide it out, and then your remainder comes up to your numerator and your denominator stays the same. Either one of these answers would be okay, but the most simplified answer is 1 1/20.